Today, we are going over 5 tips that you need to be absolutely successful in Storage Hunter. Sit back, relax, enjoy the video, and without further ado, let's get into this. Tip number 1, and this is especially true for when you first start out the game. If you're brand new, the most important thing you can possibly do right in the beginning is to upgrade your tools. These tools right here are absolutely essential. So I have verification at level 4, fixing at level 2. To me, the more important of the two is verification, but you also absolutely want to have your fixing tool up to at least level 2 so you can repair things that are broken, that are bad, and at least have them at normal. Now, when you first start out, feel free to take a loan with max installments in order to upgrade your tools right away. That's going to help you. It's going to save you a ton of time. It's going to prevent you from having to run all over the map, especially with verification right in the beginning. You're not going to have to run all over the map in order to identify the rare items that you're going to start to get in the lower tier auctions. So make sure you get that verification tool, make sure you get the fixing tool, and as long as you do that, you're going to be rolling in the money in no time. Our next tip is going to be covering something with our warehouses, and that's going to be at our pawn shops and also at our homes if you decide to store things there. So when you come here, you click here, you store your stuff here. Sometimes you have things like this, like your chests, maybe some legendaries, some rares that you haven't identified yet because you haven't upgraded your tools, which you should also do. So if you have your truck here, there is a good chance, and this is for the truck, the pickup, even the very beginning starter blue truck. If you take this item out here, there is a chance that it is going to get stuck in the ground and will be unrecoverable forever. I've had this happen to me with legendaries and rares and uniques. I learned this lesson the hard way, so trust me, you do not want this to happen to you. You can lose some really big items by leaving your truck here. So before you take anything out of your shop, your warehouse, please make sure you just pull your truck out. All right, so this whole area here is clear. Now I can go ahead and take it out, and it's right there. No worries. And then I can load it into my truck and take it over to the locksmith. Or if it's something you have to get identified, you can go ahead and take that over to whatever shop you need to take it to in order to get identified. Do not make the same mistake I did, and you'll be good to go. Our next tip is going to bring us over to the blind auctions. Now, if you have never done one of these or you're not sure where they are, go ahead and go to your map. Just look where I'm at on here. So here is Blueberry, Starter Island. All the way up here, the very topmost right corner of the map. That's where you're going to get your blind auctions. Now, if you're like me and you like to roll the dice sometimes, you may be tempted to do this and see what you get. I hate to break it to you, but you're most likely not going to make that much money doing these. But there is something they are extremely useful for, and that is leveling up. So I used blind auctions to level up both my East and my West Black Elk. So the reason I prefer using these to level up as opposed to just doing regular auctions is because these blind auctions, and in fact we can see right here, they come in these boxes. There's no overly large items in these. They are extremely quick to identify and load up in your truck and go to sell. And you can get, I've seen 3, I believe you can get up to 4 auctions per day. So you can come in here, bust these out very quickly, go and sell them at the pawn shop and level up extremely fast. Now, could you also do it the regular auctions? Sure, but you're going to be spending a lot more time loading things up in your truck, etc. So go ahead and use these blind auctions. You may lose 1,000, you may make 1,000. Overall, it's going to be much faster for you to go ahead and level up if you want to buy your house, or you're looking to buy a truck like this, or the pickup. So go ahead and do that, and you'll be on your way to success. Our next tip is going to be back at the pawn shop, and I'm just throwing a couple things in here to illustrate what I mean. So when you go to sell things at your pawn shop, and this is something that people might have overlooked, so it's always good to go over, but if you go ahead and look in your inventory here, everything that you put in your pawn shop will have a cooldown before it can be sold. So this is a rare item right here. It's not going to sell for at minimum 10 hours and 50 minutes. That's in-game time. Now, you may be in a situation where you need cash right away. So in that circumstance, what I recommend you do not list it in your pawn shop. Go over to your map, look for another pawn shop that you don't own. In my case, that's going to be right here over in East Elk, and just go sell it there instantly for market value. Yes, you will get more money selling it here, but it's not going to be that much more money. So if you really need the cash, go ahead, drive it over, instantly sell it, and you're good to go. Our next tip is going to involve buying and selling in your pawn shop. So we have this fine gentleman in the dashing cap that just walked in here. And as you can see, he's got this plus minus symbol over his head. He wants to haggle. I'm here to tell you, never, ever, ever haggle. He's going to buy it after a couple seconds for the price that we listed it as on here. If you attempted to haggle with that person, you're almost guaranteed to lose money. You get 2 chances to land in a very small green zone in a window that pops up, and it is extremely hard to do most of the time. In fact, almost every single time, you're basically going to sell that item after haggling for less money than you had it listed for here. The best thing for you to possibly do is to go into your computer here and level up your pawn shop chance of successful haggling, and this will automatically be done by your pawn shop employee. So I'm going to go ahead and level up both times here, and now when people come in and they want to haggle, our guy here is automatically going to haggle with this person and get a better price for these items without us having to do anything. One last little bonus nugget here for you guys, and this is more personal preference for me, at least in my opinion. There's 3 vehicles in the game. So you get the blue starter truck, which, you know, it does its job, right? This is going to be your next upgrade here, the 4-wheel drive, and then there's the big box truck, which you saw earlier in the video that I was driving around. In my opinion, this is the best truck in the game right here, the 4-wheel drive. So this thing zooms, man. It can go up to 133 miles per hour. It's very fast. The maneuverability can take some getting used to, but it's also not bad there. Now, the big thing for me that I prefer over the giant truck is it backs up so much quick. If you get in the big truck, it backs up so slowly compared to this. So you get in like traffic accidents all the time with the big box truck, just trying to back into areas. So again, personal preference, I prefer this truck. I think this is the best truck in the game. So if you're looking for your vehicle that you want to make your daily driver, maybe you might want to look into that and check that out. But anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed these tips. If you have anything that you swear by that you think is an additional tip that everybody else should know, please drop it in the comments down below. As always, I will see you guys on the next one.